Hello everybody, Angel Arts here and welcome to another brand new Let's Play. This is Let's Play Penny Larceny. For those of you who are fans of the visual novel series Arcade Spirits, both Arcade Spirits and Arcade Spirits The New Challengers, this is the next project made by Arcade Spirits lead writer and creator Stefan Gagny. And as of the posting of this video, Penny Larceny has also just been launched on Steam. So if this is a game that appeals to you, that you think is interesting, highly would encourage you to support this project and Stefan's work over at Steam and purchase the game for yourself. I am super excited about this one in particular because Stefan Gagny is actually an individual that we have sat down and actually have interviewed not once but twice on my YouTube channel so far. We had an interview with him several months ago where we talked to him about everything and anything Arcade Spirits related for both of the Arcade Spirits games. But more recently, if you missed it, we also interviewed him a couple weeks ago about Penny Larceny, the gig economy supervillain game, which is another visual novel that is similar in many ways to Arcade Spirits, but is very different in other ways, and different in some, in my opinion, very interestingly bold ways. If you're not accustomed to some of the decisions that Stefan made in making this game, I would like to think that you'd be pleasantly surprised. So I'm really pumped just to explore and experience this game for the first time with all of you, and just see how it plays out. By the way, if before I say anything else, I just want to say this soundtrack is amazing. I love it. I love it has a mischievous, villainous theme to it, but in a playful way, not a dark way, which I really like. It's kind of giving me Team Rocket vibes, sort of. I want to own this piece of soundtrack. I'm gonna have to look up how I can get this, maybe through Steam. I didn't check, but I'm already impressed by the game just from this song alone, the music alone. All right, so the premise of Penny Larceny is that you kind of do, but you kind of don't play as the protagonist, Penny Larceny. And the elevator pitch that Stefan gave us was that this is the DoorDash version of supervillainy, where I guess supervillain crime bosses can use this app called Crimer to hire henchmen or partners in crime to do whatever villainy things that they need them to do. And there's a lot of really interesting themes about this game that sort of speaks to the situations in real life nowadays when it comes to things like DoorDash or Uber and all of that other stuff that's very prevalent during our times now. So I think it's going to be I'm just ready to see where this story takes us, and I'm just super pumped for the ride. So let's go ahead and start without further ado, because I am super excited. This is a game about being a criminal and can potentially include obscene language, discussions of sexuality, and romance. It can also deal with triggering subjects such as violence and self-harm. For full content warning, see fictionfactorygames.com/CW. I love that they give this disclaimer right up front, just so that you are prepared. Very responsible. Again, Arcade Spirits did a fantastic job at this as well, so I'm not surprised. Stefan, chef's kiss to all of this. In my line of work, you can learn to look at the big picture, crafting your design for it little by little. Everything connects up, dotted lines and arrows and symbols, a path leading from A to B to C to D. When you do your job right, it's clean and precise, professional and awesome. I love it when a plan comes together. It's not possible to predict every step, of course. A skilled schemer is also an impressive improviser. You adjust the plan on the fly. Again, the soundtrack itself has already sold me. But in the end, you'll get where you're going, where you need it to be. But that assumes one very big X factor, which is rarely a simple X to solve for. Where are you actually going? What are you destined to become? This world doesn't have to be this way. We can change things, change them for the better. You and I, we can tear it down and build it back up, make a better future, so nobody has to go through the same pain we did. We don't have to be trapped in their systems. We can break free, do what we want, when we want, how we want. Two of a kind against them all, living a life of pleasure and freedom in whatever manner we choose. No one can stop us. My own internal algorithms are a dead-end loop of suffering and misery. External inputs are clearly required in order to balance my equation. Your input has become a vital component in this transformation. Do not discount your own potential. It is vast and incalculable, even for me. We're all playing the roles that were picked out for us. Sometimes we see the strings. Sometimes we don't spot them until it's too late. But in the end, we don't have to be what they say we are. There is no destiny, and there are so many possibilities to choose from. I can't see all the possibilities for myself. Not here, not now. But maybe they're out there. And if I'm going to become who I need to be, if I'm to find my destiny, I'm going to need your help getting there. Oh, you're talking to me. Oh, sure. Awesome. Yeah, let's do this, Penny. Hey, psst. Hey, listen. Hey, psst, listen. I feel like this is meant to be a play on Hey, listen. I'd like to give Stefan that credit. Hey, psst, hey, wake up. Let her sleep. Hey, psst, listen. What? I bolt upright in my chair, neck feeling sore and stiff from the impromptu nap time. Did I doze off? It's okay. I know you had a long night. You need to focus. This is important. I think there's free coffee if that helped. So this is right off the bat one thing about this game that makes it very unique from virtually every other visual novel that I've ever played, is that you don't actually play the main protagonist directly. You play sort of the voice in Penny's head. Their guide or their partner. I think Stefan referred to us as the villainy or mischievous Jiminy Cricket or something for Penny Larceny. And at the end of the day, Penny does have a will of her own. She's not a puppet. Again, according to Stefan, you can influence her to do what you would like her to do, but if there's something she is vehemently against or disagrees with, she's not going to do it. So I think that's a really interesting take on the visual novel, because we're just so used to having full reins and full control. And from what I've been told, well, I won't say anything more because that might spoil things for people. So I am going into this game completely blind, other than the things that we talked about during our interview, which didn't contain any spoilers other than what was in the Steam page and the demo, then the demo I also hadn't played yet. So, yeah, I would like to think of myself as a well-meaning and benevolent Jiminy Cricket, not necessarily a villainy Jiminy Cricket. So I'm gonna, at least for this first playthrough, I'll be playing more of myself. I am a pretty goody two-shoes, so it'll be interesting playing through this game as a goody two-shoes Jiminy Cricket for Penny. And then maybe in a future playthrough, I'll be able to be a little bit more because I did hear that another really interesting aspect of this game, a really good game mechanic, is that it is shorter than Arcade Spirits, but it is more replayable because it does matter how often you beat and replay the game. That does matter. Almost like a New Game Plus. So I'm for sure going to experiment and play through this game multiple times just to see what exactly Stefan meant about that, because it feels like you won't get the full experience and won't get to appreciate the game until you actually play through it several times in succession. It's okay. I know you had a long night. Yeah, in hindsight, the 6-hour nachos and cartoons binge before the big day, probably not my smartest move. But honestly, this is boring. Boring. Boring, boring, boring. This whole office is boring. I can't believe I gotta apply for a job here. A job of all things. If Mom saw me sitting here filing paperwork for the man, she'd think I was totally uncool. I'd be such a disappointment. I feel... Was your mom Asian? I'm not sure. I feel a creeping wave of shame running down my spine from the mere thought of it. I can say that because I'm Asian. Corporate monotony is a one-way ticket to the uncool zone. I know it sucks, so we gotta get through this. Don't give up. She'd be proud of you for doing what needs to be done. I know it sucks, but we gotta get through this. Don't give up. I know. It's all part of the plan. I haven't forgotten what's at stake. Wait, what time is it? I look up quickly at the clock. I've got like 5 minutes to finish this paperwork or we'll be late. Need your help here. Fill this out for me quick. Oh, sure. Statement alias Jane Doe. Pronouns she, her. Skin tone. Jane Doe. John Smith. Amanda Hugginkiss. See more pot. Just kidding. Write your own. I mean, just kidding. Just kidding is cute. It is cute. Jane Doe, John Smith. I would write Angel Arts, but I always do Angel Arts. So, see more butts. There's something about just kidding that I think is cute. I like that as an alias. Just kidding. Okay. Maybe when I play through this again, I'll have a more clever alias, but pronouns she, her. So I love this. I like that there are so many options. So many options of how you can have Penny identify. I'll stick with the she, her. It is the default. So I'll go ahead and just stick with that. Skin tone. I do want to play... I feel like just for the sake of more representation in games, because I do enjoy representation in games, I'll play Penny as a woman of color. I think... Ooh, that's a really nice tone. Yeah, this is a great... I'm liking this. Yeah, I think she looks pretty. I like that tone for her. She's cute. Striking, very beautiful, warm, dark skin with striking green features. Yeah, I feel like, I feel like this is my Penny. This is my Penny. Swearing, full words, partial words, censored, silly, work. So, for those of you who've seen my Let's Plays, I'm not a person who swears really in real life. on occasion, I might say words like sucks on occasion, but for the most part, I don't really like. It's just a personal choice. It's just a personal preference. It drives my husband insane, by the way, that this is my personal choice. But I don't really swear. That doesn't mean I care if anyone else swears around me. I don't care. Like, a lot of people apologize. My real life friends have apologized to me for swearing in front of me, and I'm like, I don't care. Like, it has nothing to do with you all. This is just a personal choice for me. So do whatever you want, you know. But for this playthrough, I'm just gonna see what the silly swearing is, because I love what the fork. I enjoy the a good place type of swearing. So I like that's interesting. I like that that Stefan put that in there. Not necessary, but it's cool. It's cool. Romance allows you to romance other characters, save for work. Yes. So this is another thing that I really like about this character is you can make your character asexual and or aromantic. Ace or arrow, in other words. So you could be romantically involved with characters, but never do the nasty with them. You can have flings left and right, but not necessarily do anything deeper romance-wise with them. Or you could have nothing romantic, nothing sexual about any of the characters, become BFFs with everyone, and regardless of your choices, you'll still be able to see all of the content. You have the ability to see the content of every single character that you want to. They are not just locked behind romances, which is not amazing, because it's super common for games like this where you kind of have to romance specific characters to get all of the content about them, and in this game that's not the case, which is smart in my opinion. And yeah, I think I'm good with all of this. Just kidding. She, her, skin tone, silly, yes, cool. Okay, so my alias is going to be just kidding, pronouns she, her, and I'm okay with romance and sex. All of that sound good? Sounds good. Pleased to meet you, Miss Kidding. Miss Kidding, I like that. It's cute. And pleased to meet you too. That's me. Just kidding. Good name for an aspiring young intern, I hope. I straighten the stack of papers, quickly carry them over to the receptionist. With a smile, she accepts my forms, glancing them over briefly before greeting me warmly. Good work, and right on time. Welcome to the team. Thank you for your cooperation, Miss Kidding. Oh, I love the comic book. I love the comic book look of this thing. Very right for the genre, for the superhero, supervillain genre. Right, that's me. Cooperative. I'm extremely cooperative. I'm Jess Cooperative Kidding. And I'm looking forward to starting my job today, ma'am. Just point me at my paperwork and I'll take care of it. I'll increase our glorious company's shareholder value within a day, or my name isn't just kidding. Just kidding, unpaid intern. That's the kind of go-getter attitude we love to see here at Legitimate Business Company. Legitimate Business Company, as opposed to some of the illegitimate deeds we're going to be getting ourselves into later. Absolutely. I've read all the interviews with Leonard, Mr. Legitimate, I mean. Leonard Legitimate. He's so innovative and market disruptive. I use a legit book, computer at home for everything I do. Great, so we don't need to bring you up to speed on the latest LDOS version. How did Gibson phrase it? He made me memorize the technobabble, but I'm not sure I remember. Something about ASD drives? ASD drives? Or was it SSD? SDI? I think it's ASD, Advanced Something Drives. SSD, Solid State Drives. It's clearly SDI, that's what she wants to hear. I'm a software engineer, so I think I'm going to be embarrassed if I get this wrong. Probably will get it wrong. But I believe SSD is solid state drives. The new storage optimization algorithms for solid state drives in LDOS are actually something else. Agreed. Clearly you're familiar with Mr. Legitimate's work. or I'm just happened. It's. I guess Penny's lucked out that her Jiminy Cricket is a software engineer. Thank you for the assist. I'm sure you'll fit in just fine, Miss Kidding. We have coffee and pastries in the break room, and moist toilet paper. I don't know if I want to use moist toilet paper from anywhere in public. And most toilet paper in the restrooms is free. Most. I love how she said that. Please clock out from your desk before utilizing either. Casual off-duty socialization time with your fellow coworkers is allowed as well. Simply clock out before and clock in after engaging in pleasantries. Every non-work task stays off company dime. Got it. That's entirely reasonable and not at all an overreach. I'm glad you see things our way. I'm a company woman. While I have duties to attend to, please feel free to explore and get a feel for the facility, within security boundaries, of course. Of course. You won't have any problems from me. No problems? Did I say no problems? Oh, I'm sorry. Guess I told a little white lie. What I meant to say is, they'll have all the problems from me. Because beneath this deceptively ordinary exterior lies a soul of chaos and mischief. For my real name is... Penny Larceny. Penny Larceny. Little Miss Steal Your Stuff. Little Miss Steal Your Stuff. Love it. Heh heh heh. I sneak in under the cover of darkness. I feel like I want to sing this as a song. I sneak under the cover of darkness, tear down every defense between me and my target, and get away clean. It doesn't matter when or where there's trouble, if you just call my name, Penny Larceny. Call me, beat me, if you want to reach me, when you want to page me, it's okay. Everyone knows and fears Penny Larceny, the hottest young supervillain of this generation. Look the heck out, world. I'm coming for your stuff. Your precious, precious stuff. Hide your wife, hide your kids, and hide your stuff. Because Penny Larceny is gonna come out on after all of your bejewels and video games and comic book collections. Yeah, I know, I already knew that. Whom were you making introductions to exactly? Right, and I'm the mysterious voice in her head. Together, we cause crime. Yeah, I know, I already knew that. Whom were you making introductions to exactly? Oh, come on, let me have my fun. Every villain deserves a super cool introduction. And this latest caper is just what's gonna put me on the map. Oh, this is my very first caper. Ultimatum threatens the United Nations again. Who will save us from this terrorist threat? We live in a world of masks and capes, villains and heroes. And I live pretty firmly outside society's rules, a mask since I was born. Some become masks by choice, eager for power and conquest. But many are forced into it out of desperation and poverty. It's a really terrible world out there, full of haves and have-nots. Stay in society's good graces, obey and conform, or be pushed out. That's why masks have loosely banded together to support each other. Clearly, no one else gives a shirt about us. And that's why I'm here today. Your plans, your schemes, our resources. Crimer. One of the support structures for the mask community is Crimer, a combination social media network and gig economy market for supervillains. Nobody's confirmed who actually runs Crimer. Just a mysterious villain codenamed the King in Yellow. Yes, very ominous. Why do I feel like it's a yellow evil iris? We'll see. Or a Polyvirus, a yellow Polyvirus. Oops, sorry. If you don't know what I'm talking about, don't worry about it. Shh, don't worry about it if you have no idea what I'm talking about. With access to Crimer, I would work with the best of the best. Elite masks who run with huge crews and multi-million-dollar operations. But the app is invitation only, and I don't have the connections I need to score access. So I'm gonna steal a Crimer invite from the ones that I suspect secretly front the operation. Legitimate business company. Yeah, that is actually pretty suspicious to be called legitimate. I'm already loving this intro already. And that's why I'm sneaking in under the guise of some aspiring corporate toady, while I secretly plot my rise to power. Yeah, you and I, we're gonna make it. We're gonna do it. Worldwide supervillain legends. You ready? Wait, you want me to make decisions? You're the thief, not me. I'm not your boss. No, I'm not ready. I don't know what to do. What if I mess up and ruin the heist? You've got a lot of confidence in our tag. You've got a lot of confidence in our tag team. I like it. I'm gonna say... Wait, you want me to make decisions? You're the thief, not me. I'm not your boss. Yeah, but you've got an outsider's perspective. You're good at spotting things I might have missed. Or are you worried that you'll make mistakes because you don't have a thief's instincts? Look, don't worry, okay? We'll never totally fail a heist and end up in the slammer no matter what your choice is. Don't let fear of failure guide your every decision. What fun is that? Way too stressful a way to live. At worst, well, the heist gets sloppy, but that's okay. You and I both know this business is never as clean as we like. So relax, we got this. And when we fumble, and we will fumble sometimes, we'll get right back up. Now let's get to work. All right, let's do this. Unfortunately, that nap cost us some time. We can only scout out 3 locations in the building before the day's over. But any intel we can gather before it's heist time will help us with a clean getaway later tonight, when we rob this place. I'm already liking this. Like, this is so interesting. Casing the joint. Training day. Casing the joint. This is my tutorial. What should we investigate first? I trust your instincts. You're pretty good at this sort of thing. Pretty good at like, villainous stuff, stealing things. Visit 3 left. CEO's office, the rooftop, the security office, the break room, the server farm. So, I feel like the rooftop is a good place to check out for a possible way to escape. That's what I'm thinking. That's a good way, because I figure if you're going to do a caper or a heist, one of the first things you need to figure out is not only how to get in, which we've already done, but how to get out. So rooftop might be good. Security office would be very useful if they had cameras, because you can kind of get the lay of the land. That sounds like a really great, and that might also give us a good, that may also give us a good way to figure out what our escape could be. So in addition to getting more information about the ins and outs of this office. So I may end up foregoing the rooftop and going to the security office instead as one of my 3 visits, because I feel like I can hit multiple birds with one stone by going to the security office. CEO office sounds kind of obvious because I'm trying to get Crimer, and I'd like to believe that that would be in the CEO's office. I can't imagine he would keep something like Crimer in the server farm. I mean, maybe I might find some interesting, juicy information in the server farm, but I'm not sure. The break room, this probably is not one of the best ideal places to go to get intel on the heist. It probably is an opportunity for us to just get to know maybe other characters in this game, if they happen to be on break. Maybe some of the superhero alter ego identities. And that's the thing, I care more about the relationships with the other characters than I do with the actual heists or the capers themselves. So just for my personal way of what my inner Jiminy Cricket's intentions are and motivations, I will probably sway more towards the break room, even though I don't necessarily think it will help Penny succeed. I mean, I obviously don't want her to fall flat on her face, but I do want to get a little something out of each of these capers as well, and not just always 100% try to feed everything towards the success of the caper. So I might go to the break room. However, that being said, I could get some juicy gossip. I could get some juicy gossip and intel through that. So let's start with the break room, because that's my number 1 priority. I don't know if it matters the order of the visits. I'd like to believe that it doesn't matter how the order of your visit. I think it does matter the order that you do the capers. This is the caper that you're thrown into like right off the bat. But I do know that you have other capers that you can choose from, and I think doing them in order, in a different order, matters. Let's go to the break room first, because I just want to meet people. And possibly eat something, because food is another motivation of mine as well. Food and friends. Nothing like some hot employee goss to help a thief learn the sneaky secrets of a corporate target. I wasn't really thinking of the hot employee gossip. I was thinking more of the hot employees. Not that that's encouraged in most places of work. It's not necessarily encouraged that you romance your fellow coworkers or colleagues, but this is a thief and villainy game. This is a villainy game, so I do what I want. There are plenty of well-stocked break rooms, but surprisingly few with break-taking employees. I guess it's not too surprising when they micromanage your time down to the minute, but hopefully I meet somebody. Fortunately, I managed to find 2 people chatting away in the 3rd break room I find. Are there any cuties? Okay, neither of them are bad looking. So why were you late to your desk today? Traffic. Huge police blockade in front of Central Bank, slowing everything down. Some mask was trying to rob the place. What? Again? Wasn't it robbed yesterday? You'd think there would be nothing left to steal. Yeah, well, from the spicy smell in the air, I think it was ghost pepper. That loser? No wonder. She's a complete screw-up. Leave it to an incompetent mask to rob an already robbed bank. Hey, don't be so harsh. Ghost Pepper is doing her best, okay? What? She's just had a bad run of luck lately. I'm sure she'll turn it around eventually. Whoa, don't blow your cover, Penny. You're an intern, not a mask. Yeah, she's not so bad. Remember that backyard chili cookout? It's all Top Dollar's fault. She never gets anywhere. Don't let them pass the blame. Whoa. Don't blow your cover, Penny. You're an intern, not a mask. I mean, that's just what I heard anyway. From someone. Somewhere. It's just disappointing to see someone trying so hard and not getting anywhere is all. I'd rather criminal fork-ups like her hang up their masks and quit inconveniencing normal people like us. If she wants to be a try-hard and fail again and again, she can at least do it away from my morning commute. I hate it here. It's not fair. Nobody understands what masks are going through, and they don't want to understand. Hey, it's her first day. Go easy on her. I have to apologize for my friend here. He spends too much time on Cape books. Oh, like you aren't following Muscle Memory's every status update? Muscle Memory. I love that name. That's a really creative superhero name. I just think he's a moral, upstanding young man that today's heroes can look up to. I really would love to romance Muscle Memory just from the description of his character. I don't think he's available, but one can dream. Which explains a 2-page spread of him from Playcape on your desktop wallpaper. 2-page spread? Penny! I read for the articles, and stop kink-shaming me. Kink shame. I didn't realize kink shame was a word. That's awesome. This is going nowhere. As they descend into arguing, I slip away. Okay, so maybe we didn't necessarily get anything valuable for the heist, but at least we got to get a name drop on Muscle Memory. That didn't get me any useful information. Seems her suggestion was a big ol' waste of our time. No, I wouldn't say it was a waste of our time. Not at all. Oh, sorry, that came off a bit accusatory. Honestly, it was worth a shot. Sometimes you can find useful intel in the least likely of places. Don't let this miss deter you, okay? I'm so glad you picked the break room. Remember, half of thieving is thinking outside of the box. I don't think it was a miss at all. I don't think it was a swing and a miss. I got what I wanted out of it. Don't know about you, Penny, but Jiminy Cricket got what he wanted out of it. And the other half is taking stuff, right? I like that part. You know, they have a point. Unlike Ghost Pepper, you could give up crime. What? Actually work for a place like this? Wear a suit and tie and make someone else a pile of money? No, absolutely not. Maybe I'm a crook. Maybe I'm part of a Maybe I'm a crook. Maybe I'm part of the problem. Maybe I'm evil. But I'm free. I'm not shackled to the gears that turn the world. Not like those two. Yeah, but freedom is not necessarily ideal either, in the sense that, sure, I can have the freedom to go over to somebody and steal their stuff, or I can have the freedom to go over and clock them in the face. But freedom, too much freedom, can very much be a bad thing. Just like too many rules can be a bad thing, too much freedom can also be a bad thing. My mother was free, and I'll be free too. Let's move on. I don't think we're going to get much out of the rank and file employees here. Okay, what are we investigating next? All right, let's go to the security office. This I hope we can get a lot of stuff from. When in doubt, survey the security. It's going to be your #1 obstacle to any successful caper. But as I'm approaching the main security office, I notice something funny stuck in the carpet. Glitter? And that's definitely a scrap from a colorful paper streamer. Aha, I know what this is. Okay, I've got my cover story. Quickly I duck into an empty break room, grabbing a box of untouched donuts. And sweep on in, underneath a banner of glossy, paper-strung letter reading, "Happy retirement, Carl." Hello, hello. We celebrating in here? Great, I brought you boys some extra treats. Pastries are always welcome at a party, even if delivered by a newcomer intern. The good stuff? We never get the good stuff up here. Hey guys, this kid brought the good stuff. Cheers go up from the gathered security guards as the box of sweet jelly-filled delights gets passed around. I mean, I would never pass up a donut in the office. Multiple security camera monitoring stations, redundant systems, several digital recording decks. You new here, kid? Huh? I mean, yeah, I just got started today. And you're leaving today, huh? One more shift to go, and I'm happily retired. Just call me Carl, happily retired, John Smith. Wow, Carl John Smith. And I'm Jess, cooperative kidding, apparently. Man, I'd love to be retired. I know I have, like 40 years to go, but it sounds sweet. Yep, I got all the time in the world for fishing, playing with my grandkids, working on my model railroad. Uninterruptible power supplies, a whole bank of alarm monitors, only 2 doors in and out with clear lines of sight. Kid, you okay there? Oh, sorry, wow, there's a lot of tech stuff in here, huh? I just filed paperwork. I don't know much about any of this. It all looks so complicated. No need to worry. Even if I'm off the clock after tonight, the boys will keep you safe. We got the best security crew in the world, don't we? A rousing cheer goes up from the well-fed party people. It's a good thing we came in here so we can see what the holes in the security are. The equipment I've seen so far is out of date, out of repair, but this nerve center of security tech is solid. There has to be a flaw here, or even busted cameras won't be enough to mask me. I need a conversational lead-in so I can sneak a question. Ask about fishing. Ask about grandkids. Ask about model railroads. I need a conversation so I can sneak a question. There has to be a flaw here, even busted cameras. I need a conversational lead-in. I feel like I can appeal, as somebody who's a parent, maybe I can appeal to him. I don't know. I can appeal to him by asking about his grandkids. I don't know if Penny is equipped to appeal to him with his grandkids. So I'll ask about his grandkids. I'll give it a try. How old are they, your grandkids? Oh, one's about as old as you. Heh, I got a pretty big extended family. Maybe he's related to another character in this game. Probably be a great granddad sooner or later. Rather have babies yelling in my ear than these false alarms. False alarms? Old equipment, outdated, but don't worry, kid. We're on the ball around here. Intel gathered. Always check out any alarm. Never assume it's false. That's policy. Meaning they'll come running no matter how tiny an alarm I trip. I can't be sloppy. If any twitch will get a response, their equipment only increases their paranoia. Well, good to know. Hey, I gotta get back to my desk. Did you know they measure everything you do here down to the minute? Don't I know it? Not going to miss that part of the job. Hey, never lose that smile, okay? No matter how rough it gets working for this company. You can find happiness no matter what. It'll all be worth it in the end. One quote that I heard from somebody, and some of you may even know where this quote comes from, is, you shouldn't wait for everything around you to be good in order to feel happy, in order to decide to feel happy. Because if you're always waiting for that, if you're waiting for a time where you just don't have any issues or no problems or everything is all fine around you, and then be happy at that point, you're gonna wait for a very long time or indefinitely. So happiness is just something you just need to... It's hard. Obviously, Caesar isn't done, but I try to live as much as a mantra of trying to make sure I can find ways to still be happy. It's always important, of course, important and healthy to allow yourself to be angry, sad, fearful. Those are all very, very important feelings that you should definitely release and definitely allow yourself to feel. But you shouldn't let them consume you, and you shouldn't dwell on them either. And at some point, find ways for you to be happy again. Maybe because you were able to release some tension through those other emotions. I'll do my best, sir. I always figured these company drones were soul-crushingly depressed. How Carl managed so many years in this hellhole with his spirits high is a mystery to me. I mean, yeah. I know a lot of things I do end up hurting people at the lowest levels. It's not like I enjoy causing them trouble. If some stuff suits at the top get hassled, sure, good. But I'm glad Carl is getting out of here before I cause some damage. I understand that too. I 100% understand that she's not as concerned about people higher up or more quote-unquote privileged than she is. At the same time, I think it's important to call out that no matter who you are, no matter how privileged you seem to be, or no matter how privileged someone else seems to be, they probably also have a lot of problems, and they probably are worrying about a lot of things too. And those problems and worries are probably very different from yours, but, you know, it's sort of like, there was a great episode from Buffy, and it was a suicide episode, actually. My apologies for those of you where this is triggering, so I'm not going to get into a lot of detail about it. But the person that she was confronting, who was attempting to commit the suicide, she was trying to talk them down, and they were like, oh... She was trying to tell them that she has problems of her own, and they were like, oh yeah, because it's such a chore to be blonde and young and beautiful and athletic. Like, that's such an issue. And she was so ticked at him because she's like, look, she has horrible problems as well. You know, she understands that he's in pain, but he's completely forgetting that just because she's blonde and athletic and beautiful, that she deals with a lot of stuff all the time. You never know. You never know what other people deal with. So I think that the idea of stealing from the rich and giving to the poor makes a lot of sense. And I think that for the most part, people who are privileged tend to have an easier life and tend to be less challenged. At the surface, at least. At the surface. But you never know. You never know what's going on with them deep down inside. So that's all I'm saying. Okay, what are we investigating next? Rooftop could be a way of an escape. I didn't quite find a way to escape. Through the securities like I wanted to. Server farm, I still don't think I'll have really much to get from there. CEO's office, I feel like I can get some valuable intel. If ultimately I'm trying to get the crime rap, I probably should go to the CEO's office. I know I could probably find something on the rooftop that's valuable, most likely as a way of escape, but I need to be able to get the thing I'm trying to get before I can escape. So let me go to the CEO's office. This is risky. I should be minimizing any chance of running into the mysterious Leonard legitimate, but it's the most secure room in the building. I'd hate to miss my chance to get a look at how it's locked down for future references. It's not hard to contrive a reason to drop in. Overhear someone talking about delivering quarterly reports, swipe the folder off their desk, walk it up. A little dodgy for an intern to be doing this job, but this place doesn't seem very organized. I'm sure I can fumble out an excuse. But as I approach, with a thick folder of printouts in hand, I see an obstacle in my path. She's Lenny's secretary? I thought she just handled the internship program. But too late to turn around and avoid her attention. She spots me easily. Hello again, Miss Kidding. Can I help you with something? Okay, roll with it and improv. I was asked to bring the quarterly report to Mr. Legitimate, to his office. Is he in there? If not, I could just duck in and leave the papers on his desk. Because that's the only way I'm ever getting in, if she allows it. Sweet jumping on a pogo stick. Just a quick glance at the heavy oak doors of that room is enough to spook me. I can see the earmarks of no less than 3 layers of security. Biometrics, pressure sensors, volumetric cameras. Odds are just as many, if not more, layers of invisible security systems exist beyond that. Things may be sloppy elsewhere in the building, but his personal office is Fort Forking Knox. I'm afraid Mr. Legitimate values his privacy and does not want to be disrupted. Yeah, he's kind of reclusive, isn't he? I've never seen a picture of the man. Mr. Legitimate feels his technology should speak for him. He gives no interviews to avoid stealing the spotlight from the hard work his company does. He's quite humble like that, a true leader, a visionary. Or maybe he's the king in yellow, or maybe he doesn't exist. Some of the conspiracy nuts in the mass community think that's the case. Don't worry, I'd be happy to take those forms to him on your behalf. Good, cover story's working at least. But why are you carrying such critical documents and not the director of finances? Shirt. Throw him under the bus. Show some ambition. You were just following orders. Show some ambition, maybe she'll like that. I know this isn't my normally assigned duty, but I just really wanted to show what I can do. So I volunteered to take the report right to the top, because that's where I'm headed, the top. I see. Miss Kidding? In the future, please stick to your assigned duties. We have a very specific chain of command and follow it carefully. Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry, ma'am. Oh geez, I hope I didn't just hurt my prospects for full-time employment here. No harm done, of course, and you've learned a valuable lesson, yes? Legitimate business company has leaders and followers. Everything works best when you follow the leaders. There is a natural order in this world, and those who follow in the order find happiness and satisfaction. And those who cannot, well, right, I'm a fan of happiness and satisfaction. It won't happen again. On your way now. A close call, but I think I pulled it off without raising suspicion. But even that brief moment outside his office, well, I hope that the crimer invites aren't in there, because I need days of recon to properly break into that fortress. Well, whatever. Odds are it's an empty room and Leonard Legitimates is a ghost anyway. Or an alien ghost. Either way, not my problem. Leave that to the capes to deal with. Alright, I got as much intel. I got 2 out of 3 maybe? So, workday's winding down. Can I sneak in any more investigation before I need to scout out the door? Any intel I find will help tonight, and beyond, because this may not be my only visit. Oh, Miss Kidding! I'm so lost in thought I completely missed the office overlord sliding on in to join me. Yes ma'am, can I help you? I know you're likely wrapping up for the day, but I'm afraid I have to be the bearer of bad news. I'm afraid this isn't going to work out. Please put your things in a standard issue severance cardboard box and exit to the parking lot. What? Okay, don't panic. I'm just fired. If they knew what I was really up to, I'd be detained until the cops show. It seems you performed an unauthorized reallocation of company nutritional resources today. Donuts, coffee, protein bars, and other miscellaneous foodstuffs are to remain within their designated break areas and consumed on location. I'm afraid this violation is unacceptable. We're going to have to let you go. Thank you and have a pleasant day. Close call. But maybe this is for the best. It's not like I was gonna punch in for more work tomorrow. Time to scoot along home and plan my daring heist. This is exciting. Oh. Humble. Quaint. Home sweet home. I'm squatting, of course. I can't afford rent in this town, even with some ill-gotten gains. Also a bad idea to leave a paper trail when you're a mask. But it's not so bad. No neighbors to annoy me, given the place is condemned. Unless the fungal growth in the West Wing becomes a sentient or something. Even though you're swatting, you can still keep it relatively clean. I guess maybe you can't afford cleaning materials, but ugh. We've got utilities most of the time, peace and quiet all the time, and this feels just homey enough to be a home. I don't know, it doesn't feel really homey to me. More of a home feels more like a landfill, but more of a home than we've had in a long, long time. That's fair. I don't want to judge. Sounds like you've had a hardly tough life. Just having 4 walls and a roof over your head might be luxury enough for you. So don't want to judge. Oh, sorry. When I say we, I don't mean me and you. I mean me and Gibson. And you. Me and Gibson and you. Huh. Where's Gibson? Gibson! Gib! I'm back from scouting. Where'd you run off to? Yeah! Penny, I was napping! Gibson crawls out from under the couch, his favorite napping spot, and jumps on top of the booster pile of books in front of our computer. What time is it? I thought we still had a few hours until the heist. It's crime time, my friend. It's crime o'clock. It's 1:30 crime. The little crime hand and the big crime hand are pointing to, no more, please, I've got a headache. Your visor giving you trouble again? I think the implant housings come loose. We might need to go get the veterinarian again. I almost said vegetarian again. And before you say it, yes, I mean the crime veterinarian, thank you. I wasn't gonna say it, honest. Are you okay for helping with the heist tonight? Maybe I could fly solo on this one, just me and my voice. And leave you dealing with the crime servers alone? Heck no, nah. I'll just power on through the headaches. Walk me through your findings. Maybe I just need something else to focus on. What's the game plan, Penny? Is Gibson like our Q? Or our Wade, if we're talking in Kim Possible terms? Gibson's our Wade. Tech support, I guess. I don't like making Gibson pull a job when he's suffering. It's not right. It's not fair. There might be a plot reason why the cat can talk. Is it the implant? I don't know. Not gonna question it. Maybe it'll be addressed at the game. Maybe it never will. Doesn't matter. But fair hasn't really been a keyword in our lives, has it? No. We work with what we have. And I'm doing this for him as much as I'm doing it for myself. The cybernetics in his head need tuning every few weeks. And are not cheap. If huge scores and big heists through Crimer are what it takes to keep my best friend in good health, so be it. Let's do this. Training day. Planning the job. I wheel my portable chalkboard to the center of the room, ready to craft the master plan. I love this. Oh, this is so cool. Legitimate business company. Bottom dollar bidder security, for the most part. A basic boring gray box of concrete and glass and failed dreams. Why is there a happy little sun in the corner? Aren't we infiltrating the place at night? Don't question my process, Gibson. This should be a cakewalk, honestly. We'll grapple up the side of the building, infiltrating through the rooftop access door. The roof that I never checked out. So, you scouted the roof already? No. No. Look, I was busy with other stuff. But you know me, there isn't a lock out there I can't beat. It'll be fine. Once inside, we'll gain access to the air vents, and that's where you come in. You'll head down to the server room through the vents, where you can work your magic. Do we even know if there's air vent access to the server farm? Well, no, not as such, but it's not like it's airtight, right? I'm sure it'll be fine. You're not the one crawling through the vents, it's my tail on the line. Okay, fine. We'll walk in through the doors instead. Happy? Happy. Once you finish your magic and add me to the Crimer access list, we slip out the way we came in. We avoid the security room and the CEO's office. There are no-fly zones for us. Their alarms have hair triggers and they're diligent about investigating. But now that we know that, we know how to proceed slow and safe. Slip in, hack Crimer, slip out before anyone notices. Back home in time for cartoons. Sound good? It's not the most airtight plan, but it'll work. Okay, I'll go load up my cyberware with some LDOS exploits and be ready to go in a jiff. I always get a bit nervous a bit of nervous jitters before a caper like this. Excitement? Anxiety? Hard to say. But I promise you, we'll be just fine. Cross my heart and hope to die. Stick a needle in my eye. Please do none of those things. Double pinky promise? Please do none of those things. Come on now. Metaphor. Okay, let's do this. This is exciting. My first heist. Yay! Crisp evening air. The excitement of a heist under cover of nightfall. I live for these moments. I crouch in the shadows of the building, ready to make my ascent. But first, a comms check. Panda Bear to Fancy Feast. Do you copy? Over, Panda Bear, because she's black and white. Penny, I'm literally in your backpack right now. I can hear you even without the comm link. And my call sign is Shadow Lord Hellclaw, the Nightbringer, not Fancy Feast. You can't use your Warlock main as a call sign. Now hunker down. I'm heading up and I don't want you falling out. Relax, I'm pretty padded back here. I'll be fine. Don't worry about Gibson. He's safe and sound back there. We've got all this figured out. Double zipper with soft tabs on the inside. Air vents. Armor plate in front pocket. Cramped, but room to loaf. A good thief comes prepared, and I am a very good thief. Gib is snug as a bug in a rug, see? Just to make sure they know that no animals were, mistreated during the production of this game or this heist. Most of that was his design. He knows his needs, and I'm only happy to keep him comfortable when I'm busy running and climbing and stuff. Right, back to the action. One rooftop coming up. The grapple gun may be old hardware, a family heirloom, but it gets the job done. It whizzes up the building, snags on, and up I go. Scaling up the side of the building with Gibson in my pack is tricky, but it's nothing I haven't done before, and soon we're on the darkened rooftop. Upon landing, I move quickly, looking for some sort of access door. My instincts tell me this place has a rooftop entrance, but if I'm wrong, well, we might be climbing back down and looking for open windows. Aha! Door. Looks like a numeric keypad lock, but the door's nothing special. I whip out my crowbar, ready to pop this sucker open. Whoa, 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 check for alarms first. Hang on, can't we hack the keypad instead? Check for alarms first. Hang on, can't we hack the keypad instead? Yeah. Don't we have the ability to hack things? Yeah, actually, maybe that'd be better. I could bust into this joint easily, but the keypad would be safer. No time to finesse this with a hack, though. Fortunately, I have just the tool for the job. My electromagnetic confusotron. Your what? That's not a thing. That can't be a thing. Huh. A lot of super science around. Yeah, that tracks. Your what? That's not a thing. That can't be a thing. It's totally a thing. Magnetic North loaned it to me. His husband designed it. Single use, but it'll get the job done. I have to say, I am really enjoying the fact that I am my own person, and I'm having this, banter. I really like the banter between me and the main character. So, I really do like that. I really do like the game mechanic that I am not controlling Penny directly. This is actually really refreshing for me, and I'm not just saying that just to be nice to Stefan, because I have spoke to him personally a couple times. I really do legitimately like Leonard legitimately like this a lot. Would I want it for every single visual novel? No, not every single one. But for something like this where I just want to try something different, it's really great. I really enjoy it. It burns the one-use battery out, but the gadget does the job. We're in. One use, so I only have a one-use thing of the thing, I guess, each night. Well, at least I know I have the thing that I didn't think could possibly a thing. Next step, avoiding any offices or cubicles where people are pulling some serious mandatory overtime. I timed my internship to land in the middle of the month, where they weren't going to be rushing to close out tasks. Meaning it's pretty darn quiet, just the way I like things. Right, gotta get you to the server room. Presumably I can just walk into the server room. That's presuming a lot. Sneakily, I sneak my way along. I forgot the alarms have hair triggers. I could have told her that, though. Quickly, I cover my exit with a small-sized smoke bomb before bolting to hide under a chunky customer service desk. We knew that going in, though. Almost immediately, a guard sweeps into the area, looking around in confusion. Before grumbling into his radio, I thought the false alarms in accounting got fixed.